The clock reads 2:17 a.m., and the house is completely silent. He is sitting on the edge of his bed again, shoulders heavy, gathering the energy for another slow walk to the bathroom. It is the third time tonight, and the hardest part is knowing tomorrow will begin the same way as today did, exhausted. If you are over 60 and waking up 2 or more times a night to urinate, this is not just aging, it has a name. It is called Nocturia, and it is strongly linked to falls, daytime fatigue, and a steady loss of independence. Here is what most people are never told. For many seniors, the real problem is not a weak bladder. It is a weakened support system and poor fluid timing. And both can be improved with a simple 2-minute routine done right before bed. In this video, I will show you exactly how it works. 1 minute to strengthen the muscles that support your bladder. 1 minute to stop unintentionally overloading it. Stay with me because the second minute is the step most people ignore, and it is often the reason nothing changes. The deeper problem, why waking up to pee, is more than just annoying. For millions of us, that nightly trek to the bathroom has become a dreaded part of getting older. The medical name for this is nocturia, and it's defined as waking up 2 or more times a night to urinate. It's incredibly common, affecting up to 80% of older adults. Because it's so widespread, many people, and even some doctors, just brush it off as a normal part of aging. But here's the truth. It is absolutely not something you just have to live with. The consequences of nocturia go way beyond just being tired. It's a serious issue that can hammer your quality of life and overall health. Every time you're forced out of bed, your deep, restorative sleep cycles are shattered. This broken sleep leads to serious daytime fatigue, makes it hard to concentrate, and can even contribute to mood swings and depression. Think about it. How can you be your best self when you haven't had a decent night's sleep in weeks, months, or even years? And what's really important is that these nighttime trips to the bathroom are dangerous. Getting out of bed in the dark, often while you're still groggy, dramatically increases the risk of falls. For a senior, a fall can be a life-altering event, potentially leading to devastating injuries like hip fractures, which can trigger a whole cascade of other health problems and a loss of independence. The fear of falling can create anxiety around bedtime, making it even harder to sleep. Your relationships can suffer, too. The constant disturbances can wake up your partner, leading to shared fatigue and stress in the house. It's no wonder nocturia makes people feel old and can be a factor in moving to assisted living. But the problem isn't your age, it's an underlying physical issue that, for many, can be fixed. The aha moment, uncovering the real culprits. So, why does this happen? Most of us figure it's just a weak bladder that can't hold as much as it used to. While bladder capacity is part of it, the real story is usually a bit more complex. It often involves 2 key accomplices working together to wreck your sleep. Understanding them is the first step to beating them. Think of your body's urinary system like the plumbing in a house. The bladder is the storage tank. For it all to work right, 2 things have to be in order. The tank needs to be in good shape, and you need to control the flow of water going into it. The first culprit is the support structure around the tank. These are your pelvic floor muscles. You can think of these muscles as a strong, supportive hammock stretching from your tailbone to your pubic bone. This muscular sling holds your bladder and other organs in place and, most importantly, controls the opening and closing of the urethra, the pipe that drains the bladder. As we age, just like any other muscle we don't exercise, the pelvic floor can weaken. This is especially true for women after childbirth or for men after prostate surgery, but it happens to all of us over time. When this supportive hammock sags, it can't effectively pinch the urethra shut. This leads to problems like leaking when you cough, or that sudden, desperate urge to go right now. At night, this weakness means the bladder has less support to hold urine, triggering those frequent wake-up calls. The second culprit is how you manage the water flowing into the tank, especially in the hours before bed. This is all about fluid management. A lot of us have our drinking habits completely backward. We're busy during the day, forget to drink water, and then try to catch up in the evening by chugging big glasses of fluid. That's the worst thing you can do for nighttime bladder control. Your kidneys run on a 2-4-hour cycle, a circadian rhythm just like you do. They are designed to process fluids during the day. When you overload your system at night, you're giving your kidneys a huge workload right when they're supposed to be slowing down. This leads to a surge of urine production while you're asleep, overwhelming even a healthy bladder. Add in evening bladder irritants like caffeine or alcohol, which are diuretics that make you produce even more urine, and you've created the perfect storm for a sleepless night. So, here's the aha moment. It's not just a weak bladder. It's usually a combination of a weakened support system, your pelvic floor muscles, and poor fluid timing, drinking too much, too late. And the fantastic news is that you can tackle both of these with a simple, two-part routine that takes no more than 2 minutes. The solution part 1. Rebuilding your support, the first minute. This is where you take back control. The first part of our 2-minute fix is all about strengthening that muscular hammock we talked about, your pelvic floor. We're going to do this with a specific, targeted exercise called a Kegel. When done right, pelvic floor exercises are scientifically proven to strengthen the muscles that support the bladder, helping to reduce leakage and improve control for both men and women. Studies show that pelvic floor muscle training programs can lead to significant improvements for a majority of people with incontinence issues. When these muscles are strong, they provide the support and control needed to hold urine through the night. The best part, you can do these lying down in bed, making them the perfect addition to your nightly routine. For seniors, starting in a lying position is ideal because it puts less strain on the body and lets you focus completely on the muscle contraction. Here's the step-by-step technique. You're going to do this with an empty bladder right before you settle into sleep. It's important to always do Kegels with an empty bladder. Step 1. Find the right muscles. This is the most crucial step. To find your pelvic floor muscles, imagine you are trying to do 2 things at once: stop the flow of urine and stop yourself from passing gas. Squeeze those internal muscles. You should feel a gentle lifting or pulling sensation inside. Those are the muscles you want to work. A key tip is to make sure you are not squeezing your butt, tensing your thighs, or holding your breath. The movement is all internal and subtle. Step 2. Get into position. Lie comfortably on your back in bed. Bend your knees, keep your feet flat on the mattress about shoulder width apart, and rest your arms by your sides. Take a deep breath in and let it all out. Just relax. Step 3. Perform the contraction. Now, take another breath, and as you exhale, gently squeeze those pelvic floor muscles you just found. Imagine you're trying to lift a small marble up inside you. You're pulling that hammock up and in. Step 4. The hold. Hold that squeeze for a count of 3 to 5 seconds. Remember to breathe normally. Don't hold your breath. Keep the muscles in your stomach, thighs, and butt relaxed. Step 5. The relaxation. After holding, completely relax the muscle for another 3 to 5 seconds. This part is just as important as the squeeze. It prevents the muscles from getting too tight, which can cause other problems. That's 1 repetition. Your goal is to do a set of 10 to 15 repetitions. As a beginner, you might only be able to hold for 3 seconds or do 5 reps, and that is perfectly okay. Start there. Over the next few weeks, you can gradually build up to holding the squeeze for longer and completing more reps. This whole set should take you about 1 minute. If you're finding this step-by-step guide helpful and you think this information could genuinely change someone's life, please take a moment to hit that like button. It really helps our channel reach more seniors who need to hear this message. Thank you. The solution part 2. Strategic fluid timing, the second minute. You've now spent 1 minute strengthening your bladder support system. The second minute of our fix isn't an exercise, but a quick mental checklist, a strategic review of your fluid intake to make sure you're not sabotaging your own efforts. This is all about working with your body's natural rhythms, not against them. Remember, the goal isn't to dehydrate yourself, but to hydrate intelligently. Here are the 3 golden rules of fluid timing that will become your 1-minute mental checklist before bed. Rule 1. No caffeine after 2 p.m. This one is a game changer for anyone serious about conquering nocturia. Caffeine is a well-known bladder irritant and diuretic. It can make your bladder feel like it needs to go even when it isn't full, and it tells your kidneys to make more urine. This includes coffee, many teas, sodas, and even chocolate. By making 2 p.m. your absolute cutoff, you give your body plenty of time to process it all well before bedtime. Rule 2. Drastically limit fluids after 6 p.m. This is probably the most powerful habit you can change. From 6 p.m. on, your drinking should be minimal. We're not saying no fluids at all. A small sip to take medication or wet a dry mouth is fine. But the days of drinking a big glass of water or juice with dinner or while watching TV are over. Try to drink most of your daily fluids in the morning and early afternoon. As a guideline, have no more than 1 small cup of liquid in the 4 hours before you go to sleep. This single change can massively reduce the amount of urine your kidneys produce overnight. Rule 3. Practice the double void before bed. This is a simple but incredibly effective trick. Make it the very last thing you do before getting into bed. Go to the bathroom and urinate like you normally would. Then, wait for about 30 seconds. You can stand up, walk around for a moment, then sit back down and try to go again. You might be surprised that a little more comes out. This technique helps ensure your bladder is as empty as possible before you lie down, giving you the longest possible time before it fills up again. So, your second minute is this: a quick mental scan. Did I have caffeine after 2 p.m.? Did I cut back on fluids after dinner? Am I about to do my double void? This minute of mindful planning sets the stage for a peaceful, uninterrupted night. Putting it all together, your 2-minute nighttime ritual. Let's recap and put it all together into a seamless, powerful 2-minute nightly ritual. This is the routine that brings together the muscle strengthening and the fluid strategy into one cohesive plan. Step 1. The double void. About 30 minutes to an hour after your last small sip of the day, make your final trip to the bathroom. Urinate, wait a minute, and then try to urinate again to make sure your bladder is completely empty. Step 2. Get into bed and position yourself. Lie down on your back, bend your knees, and get comfortable. Step 3. Perform your Kegel set. Now, begin your minute of Kegel exercises. Squeeze those pelvic floor muscles. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds. Relax for 3 to 5 seconds. Breathe. Repeat this 10 to 15 times. Focus on the quality of the contraction and the completeness of the relaxation. That's it. That's the entire 2-minute fix. It's simple, it's discreet, and it is incredibly powerful. You are actively training your body to sleep through the night. What to expect, and when to expect it. Okay, let's be real about when you'll see results. While some people might notice a small difference in the first week, for most, this is a gradual process of retraining your body. Consistency is far more important than intensity. Don't get discouraged if you don't sleep through the night on day 1. You're building muscle, just like in a gym. It takes time. Most clinical evidence suggests you'll start to notice significant improvements like fewer nighttime trips and less leakage within 4 to 6 weeks of consistent daily practice. The key is to stick with it every single day. Make this 2-minute routine as automatic as brushing your teeth. Remember, research shows that pelvic floor training significantly improves symptoms for the majority of people. This isn't wishful thinking. It's based on solid medical science, endorsed by institutions like the Mayo Clinic and the National Institute on Aging. A few precautions. Never make a habit of doing Kegels while you are actually urinating, as this can interfere with your bladder's ability to empty and could increase your risk of a UTI. If you feel any pain while doing the exercises, stop and talk to a doctor. You might be squeezing the wrong muscles or squeezing too hard. And finally, be patient with yourself. Weak muscles get stronger gradually. If after 6 to 8 weeks of diligent, daily practice you see no improvement at all, it's a good idea to check in with your doctor or a pelvic floor physical therapist. They can make sure you're doing the exercises correctly and rule out any other underlying medical conditions. We started this journey with a man who was exhausted and frustrated, a prisoner to his own bladder, waking up night after night, feeling his vitality drain away with each trip to the bathroom. Now, imagine that same man a few weeks later. He does his simple 2-minute ritual. He empties his bladder, lies in bed, and does his 1-minute set of Kegels. He closes his eyes. The next thing he knows, he's waking up to the soft morning light filtering through his window. He looks at the clock. It's 6:30 a.m. He has slept for 7 uninterrupted hours. He feels renewed. The fog of chronic exhaustion has lifted. He has the energy to play with his grandkids, to enjoy his hobbies, to live his life not as a tired spectator, but as an active participant. This isn't a fantasy. This is the promise of taking back control. This is the power you have to reclaim your nights and rejuvenate your life. The 2-minute solution we've outlined today, combining targeted pelvic floor exercises with smart fluid timing, is a proven, effective, and empowering way to fight nocturia and win back your sleep. You don't have to accept nightly interruptions as an inevitable part of getting older. You have the tools, you have the knowledge. Now all it takes is the commitment to this simple 2-minute routine. Start tonight. Give yourself the gift of a full night's sleep. If you found value in this video and believe it can help others, please give it a like, subscribe to our channel for more senior health solutions, and most importantly, share it with a friend or family member who is struggling. You could be giving them the key to a better night's sleep and a better life. And finally, we want to build a community here. In the comments below, tell us, how many times do you wake up at night? Let's start the conversation and support each other on this journey to better health. Thanks for watching, and here's to a peaceful, restful night.